I think we're live, Qasim.
Oh, hello.
How are you?
Everyone. I'm good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm doing really, really well. I had a great weekend, and you can't see it yet, but I am surrounded by some of my crystals. So I'm talking to you, a geologist, today. I got to collect some of them, the crystals I haven't touched in a while. So I'm great. So let's just say, first of all, hello to everybody. We need to give it a few minutes to have people, give people the opportunity to join us. And, oh, you know what? So I am broadcasting on my personal page, not in the classroom. Someone will have to post it in the classroom, which is fine. And hello, everybody. So I just want to tell you, do you see this? Do you see this? Kind of glad I wore black today so you can see it. This is a crystal.
Okay.
And the gentleman sitting next to me is a geologist, Mohammad Qasim from Pakistan. And I'm going to quiz Qasim on several different crystals that I have. And I've asked him to bring in some stones, some minerals, some crystals as well. So I'm so glad that we have several people here. This is like a completely new direction that I'm taking this classroom. And I'm going to have Mohammad Qasim introduce himself and talk about what he does. But I want to tell you, he's a geologist. And one of the things that I care about the most in the world, in addition to people and education, is our planet. So I have asked Qasim, as a geologist, to come in and teach in my classroom to make eco careers and science and just being a good steward of the earth through ecotourism to make it accessible to you. You don't have to be a scientist to understand these things.
Yeah, exactly.
We need so many people in science, right, Qasim?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So we're just going to jump right in. I am Amy Carrier. Thank you for watching this broadcast today in my virtual classroom, Amy Carrier's classroom. And I'm really, really excited to have this conversation today with Qasim. He's the newest mentor teacher in my classroom, and he's going to be teaching you live every single week. So without any further ado, Qasim, welcome.
Hey, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to our introduction session. And I'm very glad to have all of you here. And a little brief introduction about me is that, as Annie told, that I am a geologist. I'm an earth scientist by profession. But my basic thing which I will be teaching in the classroom is about science outreach and also ecotourism. These both things are very, very important for our community, for our global community. And we need to address these both things to everyone so that they can progress and so that they can understand the topical issues and global problems which we are facing right now in today's world. So it's very important that everyone can understand that what's happening actually with their earth, with their home, with their mother earth. So it's very important. And it's very important so everyone can know that how they can protect the environment around themselves. So I will be teaching these both these two things, which is important. So by starting from science outreach, it's basically starts from outreach, means to give something, to give someone something which they don't have. So I will be teaching you that how you can teach your things, your knowledge, your science, your research to other people who don't have such skills, so that they can understand their living style, they can understand their profession, they can understand their lifestyle and their earth and their environment. So about earth science, that we can see that a lot of floods and a lot of earthquakes and a lot of tropical storms are happening everywhere in the earth. So how do a common person can respond to such things? How do a common person can play a role to protect themselves from such disasters? We can see in every year.
We're all susceptible to the weather. That's the thing we all have in common, right? Doesn't matter who you voted for, doesn't matter what your political belief or your religion, we're all going to be affected by weather.
Exactly. So we can see that every year California has a lot of wildfires every year. So some science say that humans are responsible for that. Some person just throw their cigarette butt and it light up all the fire
Hmm.
eventually. So, and also about different couple of things we need to talk about, like floods and all other things that we really need to talk about. And about we can see that people are really tend to move to different places like mountainous areas or plateaus. So we really need to tell them that how they can protect the environment, how they can keep clean their environment while hanging around those beautiful places. So here comes the role of ecotourism that I will be teaching in the classroom. That how you can clean the places you will be visiting, how you can uh, be in harmony with such beautiful places.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. So, as a geologist, what is one thing that people assume about your work that most people will assume when they start seeing that there's a geologist teaching in the classroom? What are they going to assume, and what do you want to tell them?
Yeah. They should have some just basic understanding, not a scientific. I'm not expecting everyone to have a scientific knowledge
Mhm.
to come into my classroom because I will not be teaching very scientifically because I know that people here are very diverse from very diverse disciplines and from diverse backgrounds. So I won't be teaching in such a way, in a very scientific way. But you should know that what basic geology is. Geology is basically earth science, and it deals everything about earth, the water, the clouds, the minerals within the earth, and what we are doing with the earth. Basically, the engineering geology, we are building dams on it, we are taking minerals out of it. So that's basic thing. And if people would like, so I can teach some basic things about them as well.
That's perfect. I'm actually putting it up on screen because I think a lot of people get intimidated by science. They just, I mean, as a teacher, I have seen so many people say, "Oh, I can't do science. I can't do like science is this whole huge thing," and people just write it off because they think they can't do it. And I discovered that I didn't like studying chemistry, but I loved physics. And now that I'm older, I love earth science as well. So, what do you say to the people who say they can't do science?
Hmm. Well, it comes to interest, basically, and because many people prefer science and also many people prefer arts. So it mainly depends on their interest, what they really want to do.
Mhm.
So, but if I talk about earth science, it's not very much complex like other things like astronomy, like biology, like pure chemistry. It's very easy until you have interest in it. So yes,
That's so good. So, I also want to know, so you mentioned art. So, we've got science, we've got art.
yeah,
So, can you tell us about STEM from your perspective as a geologist? What is STEM? And I'm talking about science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM.
yeah,
And
yeah,
now we're adding art to that. So it's now STEAM careers, STEAM.
exactly, yeah,
So let's talk about that.
yeah, yeah. That includes arts as well. STEAM, science for. So it's very important. I think so. Regardless, you have what you have interest. You should teach your kids. Should teach your juniors and other people about STEAM as well, so that they have some awareness about their many important things. So
Mhm.
I think it's very important, and as you know, many schools are already putting these things into their curriculum to
Yeah.
teach people about such things. So I think it's important to talk about such things.
So, Qasim, what do you think? What is your goal? Why do you want to teach in this classroom? That's more so about up to this date, it's more so about career readiness. It's about social emotional development. It's about entrepreneurship. Why did you want to add science awareness, science outreach to our classroom?
Yeah, a very good question. My goal is to make everyone aware of social responsibility. So my goal will be about socially responsible, so that, and not only socially responsible of their own local area, but being considering them as well as a global citizen. Because if something is happening in one part of the world, it is confirmedly affecting in another part of the world. Let me explain you with an example. If
Yeah.
If there's a water crisis happening in Bangladesh, we know there is a lot of water crisis happening in Bangladesh and floods. So it is affecting a lot of people's life in California as well. And how does it happen? Because the California and US import a lot of cotton from Bangladesh. So if water crisis is happening in Bangladesh, so that will affect their cotton crops, and that will eventually affect the food industry, clothing industry, and food industry in other countries where they are exporting these things. So it's very important to teach, at least understand these things. So my goal here is to make people aware and make people be socially responsible about such things.
I love that you said that, because our entire planet is one ecosystem. And I just want to reiterate what Qasim just said. He said the flooding on the border with Bangladesh is affecting the cotton crops, right? And the United States imports a ton of cotton from Bangladesh. In fact, if you are American, I encourage you to just look in the tag if you're wearing something with any cotton in it, especially if it's 100% cotton. Look where it's made. It's very I know this because I have several cotton shirts, and they all say made in Bangladesh, made in Bangladesh, made in Bangladesh. So you need to understand that if something is happening on the other side of the world and you say, Bangladesh and the flooding has nothing to do with me. It actually does on a social level as well, but we're not getting into that. It impacts your accessibility to the things that are produced in that part of the world. I love that. I love that you're going to be talking about that as well. So it's not just we're talking about the weather, how hot is it today? How humid is it? It's what's actually happening. You mentioned the wildfires in California, the flooding in Bangladesh. All of these things impact our entire global ecosystem.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Qasim, I have a question for you. Oh, yes.
Yes, please. No, please ask. Please ask.
No, it's like a separate subject. So you go.
Yeah, and also my reason to talk about science outreach exclusively is because I realize that this is a very important thing which we really need to address to the people, because you can see that a lot of research, a lot of discoveries are happening in the world right now, but still there are a lot of crises. And so why is that? We are developing every day, but our crises, our problems are also increasing every day. So why is this a gap? So because we really need to bridge the scientists and the common public which don't know science. So we really need to bridge these two communities together so that they can understand things. Because scientists are doing their complex things in their laboratories, and the common people, they don't know what's happening, and they don't know how they can take advantage of that research and their discoveries.
I love that you said that, because what you're talking about is breaking down silos, because so much happens. All of the science field, they all kind of know what's going on in their space. They know what's coming. They know what their concerns are, what their new developments and inventions are to address those issues. So we have science. And then over here, we have medicine. Medicine knows kind of what the issues are. And then over here, we have education. Over here, we have fuel issues. Guess what? Fuel's connected to science. It's connected to, everything is connected. But we have lived in a world where everything, even though it's all connected to each other, humans have separated these things. So I love that you said that you're making science accessible for the common person,
Yeah.
the common man, the common woman. I love that personally, especially as a teacher, as an educator. That's what we need. And so the question I wanted to ask you was a personal question about you. I would
Sure.
like you to talk about a little bit about your background. And I want to know why you chose to become a geologist. So can you tell us that? And then we're going to take, let me just tell the viewers, thank you for your questions and your comments. We are going to take these, we're going to put some of these questions up on screen, and Qasim's going to answer them for you. So keep them coming. Okay, so Qasim, tell us about Qasim. How did you decide to do this?
Well, I've been actually visiting a lot of mountainous areas in my country because if people know about Pakistan, they know that we have a lot of beautiful mountains in the north. So I have been visiting these beautiful landscapes even before starting my this degree from university. So I have had a lot of interest in this particular field. So I just wanted to pursue this field as a career. So I did. And now I'm developing my knowledge and skills more about specifically about water issues, which is happening all around the world.
Good.
So I'm specializing myself in this research.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, the water issue is so huge. And I think a lot of people, if you have water, if it's easily accessible for you, most people take it for granted. If you don't have water, you know how valuable it is. And we need to connect those people who have it and take it for granted with those people who don't have it so that they can learn. I mean,
Exactly.
Here in the United States, we almost always have clean, drinkable water. Almost always, because I hope that people around the world have actually heard the truth about some of the
I think it goes.
whoa, what's going on? Awesome. Can you hear me? Can you guys see me? Can you ask Qasim if he can hear me or see me? Please, the video drops.
Yes, I can. I can hear you, but can't see.
Oh, you can't see me? Refresh your browser, Qasim.
Okay, just a minute.
Okay. Okay, if you guys are here with us, we're having some sort of technical issue. Please write in the comments if you can see us. Yes, okay. Lisetta says she can hear me. All right, can you guys see me? Tell me in the comments if you can see me and hear me, and if you can hear Qasim. is such a good conversation, isn't it, guys? So I'm going to make sure we are back up. Qasim, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I think we're back in business, which is great. Let me pull this up on my iPad so that I can be sure I'm seeing all the comments. Yep, okay, perfect. So where did we leave off when we lost the connection for a second? We were talking about water, and I actually saw a comment. Someone was asking, what's the solution to the water issue? Why don't you, can you address that, Qasim? Can you answer that? I'll try and find that question and put it up on screen again. Here we go. Oh, Mohammed Usman Farouk is saying, any contribution from your side to resolve the water issue? Any doable steps?
Yes, because I'm a scientist as well, so I'm trying to research on multiple areas where we can address these water issues and solve the problems. But for a common person, what I would say is that we really need to teach people about water conservation, how they can conserve and how they can save water in their own house, because people consume a lot of water doing bath, doing in their clothing, in their laundry, and in their kitchen. So if you are doing considering water conservation, it's a very good thing. And also a very good thing is that I address at a lot of forums is that we really need to add rainwater harvesting on our rooftops. What is rainwater harvesting? It's about it collects all the water, all the rainwater, and collects it in a large tank so that you can use it after later on not for your drinking purposes, but for your clothing, for your laundry purposes, and other just for your gardening purposes. So it's a very good thing, and people in the UK have been using this technology from a long time. So, but we really need to use this thing in Pakistan as well, because we have a lot of water conservation issues, especially in domestic issues.
Yes, in fact, I just put another comment up on screen from someone who's also in Pakistan with you, and she says, we are running out of water from the land gradually, and this needs to be addressed. So everything starts with conservation across the board, with water, with our use of the earth, with our the choices that we make, with our consumerism, our consumption, and even, I want to say, being a conscious consumer of everything. That means, are you taking in too much media? Are you taking in too much food? Are you expending more energy helping other people? So yes, we have to do this for the earth, and we have to do it absolutely everywhere.
Exactly.
But I love your answer, collecting rainwater. It's very obvious, right? But I think a lot of people don't really think about it. So it's a great time to start actually developing new technologies to do that, which is another thing you can learn in this classroom, how to become an entrepreneur, how to build something that you think solves a problem. So I want to see if there's another comment here. There was a comment I saw from Lisetta. She was asking about your, I want to find it. So hello, there's so many great people here watching. Hello, Starish. Hello, Arthur. Hello, Mohammed Usman Farouk, who we just put up on screen. I want to put this comment up from Lisetta, who's another one of the new mentor teachers in the classroom, along with you, Qasim. She's asking you to tell us about your goals. So I want to say can I split this into two? Can you tell us about your goals in the classroom and your goals in your personal life?
Yeah, I would like to tell you both goals. So starting from my goals in classroom is that I really just want to make at least 10 person 10 person from 10 different countries who can understand my mission, what my mission is here in classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So to become socially responsible about water issues and about ecotourism, and to understand what is basically science outreach and how we can bridge the main gap between scientists and common person.
Mm-hmm.
So that those 10% can actually apply these things, apply this knowledge globally, and act as a global citizen to solve these issues. So that's my the small goal in this classroom.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And my goal and my long-term goal professionally is that I really want to become a hydrogeologist communicator. What is that? Is that basically I really need to address the water issues globally, but as a profession. I know I'm doing this, but I really want to do this as a policy maker, as a entrepreneur, so I can address these issues on a big platforms, and I can do research to help the people directly, because this is a thing which is very directly related to the people. So that's my.
I didn't know this about you. That's amazing. You want to impact policy, which is where change actually happens. And you know what? I was just about to put another question up on screen for you. So it's here from Julia Neiman. She says, Qasim, what are the top most needed skills for eco and or green jobs? And I just want to say, I think you mentioned one of them. Even if you don't want to learn policy or become a policymaker or a politician, I think you still need to advocate, right?
Yes.
Okay, but what are the other skills that are needed besides being an advocate?
Yeah. I really wanted to ask Julia that what does she mean about eco and green jobs, because there are a lot of jobs which has these two things, ecology or green jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very broad question. So if Julia, you can help me to specify your question, that what kind of jobs you're asking about, because there are a lot of ecotourism and green jobs.
So yeah, Julia, why don't you go ahead and rephrase that short and simple? I can tell you that Qasim, in the United States, we refer to any job that is doing something eco-friendly, eco-conscious, and green jobs in particular are jobs working for companies that are doing something to help the environment. So you can get a job as a finance manager. So it's not even a job that's connected to science, but you want to work in green careers. So a finance manager at a company that builds these huge windmills, right? That's a green career. And people don't know to look for those jobs. They might say, I want to be a finance manager. So they start looking and thinking about, I have to go work at a bank. I have to go work at, a retail company because they always have money coming in. But hold on, all these same jobs also apply in companies and organizations that are addressing the very issues you've talked about. The water, I mean, I know that there are already some, but the companies that are figuring out how to capture rainwater and also moisture from the air, that fascinates me because that's water. So those companies that build those inventions, you can go do technology, marketing, business management, sales, financial management. You can do all of that stuff at those companies. So I think that's what Julia's asking. Do you want to address it with that explanation?
Mhm. Exactly. And if it is about companies and organizations, so yes, it is. Companies and different organizations also have their roles to play here to to talk about water issues. So as you can see, that people have been talking about carbon footprint from a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very good thing, but we really need to start it from what for the water as well. We really need to talk about now water footprint as well. That how much water is being consumed for each product. If companies can do this on their projects, and how much water has been used to make this product, so it will be great, I think. so that people know that how much actually water that product takes to being produced. So yes, we really need to talk about water footprint.
I just have to say, like, I'm looking through the comments, I'm listening to you, and I want to have so many other conversations, and we actually can't because we don't have much time left. But I want to make sure that anybody watching right now, because we have several people watching, I want them to know when you're going to be broadcasting live every week for 1 hour. Can you tell us that?
Yeah, I will be doing my live session weekly on Thursday, 1
Thursday.
p.m. Yeah, that's 1 p.m. New York time or 10 p.m. Pakistan time.
Okay, so let me
Every
put that
Thursday.
on the screen. Thursdays, 1 p.m. New York. So yes, for everybody watching, if you don't already know this, all of our mentor teachers, their schedules are in the classroom in the pinned post up at the top of the page, and they're all listed in New York time because time zones, sometimes people don't understand different abbreviations for time zones, so we make it simple. I think everybody in the world has heard of New York City. So if you can convert where you live to New York City time, then you know what time Qasim will be teaching. So Thursdays at 1 p.m. New York time, which I know we've got a lot of people here from Pakistan today watching you and really interested in what you're doing. So that would be 10 p.m. Pakistan time for those of you in Pakistan. There are a lot of comments and a lot of questions. People are really loving this, Qasim. So you're going to have a huge following on Thursdays at 1 p.m. here. I want to do something a little bit fun before we finish, but I do want to take a couple of questions. So I want you all to stay tuned and make a mental note of this when you can catch Qasim's live broadcast Thursday, 1 p.m. New York time. And I want to look through the questions. I'm not going to have time to put them on screen. I'm just going to ask Qasim really quickly, and we'll do like a kind of a popcorn round. I ask a quick question, he gives you a quick answer, and don't be surprised if he says, just catch me on Thursday. I'm going to talk more about that. Okay?
Yeah.
So, okay, Qasim, let's see. First of all, Chuck Nas says, hi, I'm from the irrigation department from the Punjab, Pakistan. Very nice topic. I actually put his comment up a couple of minutes ago, but I wanted to read it as well. So
Yeah.
Nasser Munir, who is, was that? Did you say something, Qasim?
Yeah, I'm saying thank you, Mushtaq, for joining us. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Got it. Okay. So Nasser says, Qasim, what is your opinion about the Billion Tree Tsunami program?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a project that our Prime Minister Imran Khan started a year ago, and it was very successful. And it's a very good project. But now I want our president, our Prime Minister, Mr. Imran Khan, to start a similar project to address about our water issues. Because we have been talking about dams, we have been talking about other things, but still there are a lot of things we really need to do about our water issues.
Yeah, there really are a lot of things. Okay, so I'm going to look for one more question. And remember, here's your hint. I'm going to be showing some crystals to Qasim and quizzing him about them. So don't go anywhere. We've got 10 more minutes, and this is going to be the fun thing. So let me look to see, is there any other question Qasim can answer quickly today? And if you're watching this in replay later, come back on Thursday in the Curious Classroom, group on Facebook, Thursday at 1 p.m. New York time. There is a time zone converter in the classroom up at the very top, along with the schedule of when everybody else broadcasts live their weekly lessons in the classroom. Oh, someone's asking, they're great questions. Someone's asking about food systems. There's so many things that people want you to talk about. And Julia, thank you. Julia is talking about where to find the time zone converter, the schedule. So why don't you, Qasim, why don't you say a little bit about the food system in our world? We talked about water. We talked about conservation. talk to us about the food system. Then we're going to do the fun crystal stuff.
Yeah, actually, the food system is very important, and it's the water which drives our food security and food system. So, to talk about food, first we really need to think about our water, that solve our water issues. Because if we have no water, then we won't have any food. So it's very important to, yeah, in this world. Yeah, good question, Asif. Yeah, we really need to talk about water, because it's water which drives our food security globally.
Yeah. Water's everything. Without the water, bye-bye humans. And I mean, really. So when you think about water pollution of the oceans, we're losing our
Yeah.
fishing supplies. Like there's just fishermen are going into more and more dangerous waters in order to fish for what we've taken for granted our whole lives.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
about
exactly.
conserving in your own home, conserving your consumption, and being a good steward of our earth, a good citizen.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. And also, there are a lot of the different things. And if someone is interested about SDGs by United Nations, so I will be talking
Sustainable
about
development goals.
SDG. Yeah, I will be talking about SDG 6. That's about water, water and sanitation. Yeah, exactly. Water
Excellent.
sanitation. So
Excellent.
I really can't wait for Thursday to start my weekly sessions with all of you.
Yay! I'm so excited too.
Yeah.
Awesome. This is going to be awesome. I might be able to actually catch your broadcast because they're at a time that I should have a break now and then. And I'm so curious about this stuff. So I'm going to learn from you. And I encourage everybody else here to catch Qasim live. I'm going to put it on screen again at 1 p.m. New York time on Thursdays. He's going to be talking about everything connected to your life, I promise. He will. So, Qasim, do you have any specimens of minerals or crystals or stones you want to show us?
Yeah, I actually do have.
You
But,
do?
yeah, I do have, but I have to take them out. So I will probably show them. I can show them in next session.
Next time. Okay.
Yeah.
So can I quiz you?
Yeah, sure. Let's do this.
Okay. All right. So I would like you to tell us, you can tell us the scientific name and the common name for these.
Okay.
So let me put it up close to the camera. Hopefully you can see. There we go. That lighting's better.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can you please just keep it a little bit down, because it's a lot of reflection on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the light right. You
Yeah.
know what? Hold on one second. Let me close my curtain.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, great. It looks like halite. This is salt, but it is not, and it's a crystal clear, and looks like calcite. But I can't show its crystal system clearly.
So it's like
Gypsum.
purposely cut like this. That's not how it comes. You said gypsum?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I got confused, because I haven't seen anything like that.
I didn't bring my other one. Oh, wait a minute. I like to have crystals all around my computer because they help to offset the energy. Oh, I have a little piece here. So here is a piece.
Which color is it?
It's clear.
Okay, it's clear. Mm-hmm.
So I can tell you because I know it's hard to see and it's white and there's so much light. It's selenite. That's the name of
Mm-hmm.
it by selenite.
Yeah, yeah.
It grows in these
It's
huge pillars underground.
yeah, it's kind of gypsum from gypsum family. Yeah.
So I love crystals, guys, and I wear them. I wear them because I love the energy of different crystals. I don't know if you can see this one.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually my birthstone.
Great. That's beautiful.
That's aquamarine. Okay, and then we have, let's do another. Okay, this one's easy.
Oh, it's amethyst.
Amethyst! Yay! Yes,
Yeah.
I love amethyst. This is the only one I have left because I love having my own collection, but I give everything away. Like I'll have someone come over and I'll just get this feeling, I need to give this to you.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And then we've got this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's purple in color.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen anything like that before.
This one's
It's
cool.
mm-hmm. It's a flaky structure like schist or like mica, like black mica.
It is like mica.
Yeah.
It's actually, I was told, the person who gave it to me told me that you can see through it. I don't think you can get that on, no, you can't get that on here.
Yeah, different patterns. I can see different patterns.
You can? So I was told it's lithium.
Okay.
Like within a battery?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that make sense to you, knowing what you know?
Yeah, lithium is a variety of mica. Yeah, that is comes from granite. If you have seen that rock, granite. So it's a granite which forms such large crystals in it.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I'm going to show you this one. I've given away all my others that had more balance of color. But this one, I can tell you where this comes from if that helps. And it's formed into this shape.
Oh, really? It's natural form?
Yes, it's a form of quartz. And you should check this out. It comes from one river in India. This is called a Shiva Lingam. So you would see this in Hindu temples, sitting upright in like a dish with flowers around it or something. And the color, the gray is considered the masculine color and the red is considered the feminine color. So every time you get one of these stones from this river, the local people polish them into the lingam shape and sell them. And they fascinate me because, you know, the color just kind of comes out randomly. So I encourage you to take a look at that. Are you there, Qasim? I feel like you froze. Qasim, are you here? Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. We have a few more crystals. They're very cool. And we're going to continue to quiz Qasim. There he is. He's back. He's back. Okay. So I'll send you that if you want to check it out. It's a really fascinating story. Okay. What is this? And this one's colorless, but sometimes you find them to be green or purple, or to have like a slight tint of green or purple.
Yeah, but I have a question again.
Yes.
Is it in natural form? It's cutting?
Yes, this is natural form.
Okay.
And I've given away all my others, so I can't even show you another so you can see it.
Yeah, because It happens most of the time that it's a mineral peridot that is famous in Hawaii, which comes in this shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
So this is fluorite.
oh,
I
fluoride
think,
has some kind of purplish inclusions in it.
yeah, purple and green, yeah.
Yeah.
And I gave my bigger pieces away. So, okay, how about this one? I know the common name for this one.
Oh, it's a form of mica. I
Mm-hmm.
have seen them. I have seen them before, but not in field, in pictures. It's a form of mica or rhodochrosite, silicite. Uh,
We call this here desert rose.
oh, yeah, desert rose.
Desert rose.
Desert rose.
And I think this is related to this one. I remember I got this specimen. I had to buy it online. And when it arrived, I finally got the smell out. It had been, I think, for 30 years in the house of a smoker, so it stunk so bad. I had to soak it and soak it and soak it. But this is, let's see. There's one I think you can finally actually see. Can you see it? Uh-oh, Qasim is gone again. I'm curious how many people watching are interested about crystals. This one is called, the common name is barite. And barite, if you're interested in the metaphysical energies of these crystals, barite is strength. So Qasim, I'm just going through it really quickly since we've hit the hour. But this one is barite, which I
Great.
think is in the same family as the other ones I've been showing you. And then I'm going to show you one more because it's my absolute favorite. And it's such a great specimen. Let's see. I have to get the lighting right.
Oh, it's opal or serpentine or labradorite.
Yes, it's labradorite.
Yeah, labradorite is from Labrador in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
beautiful. It's my favorite stone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying it's my favorite stone, labradorite.
It's your favorite stone too?
Yeah, yeah.
Mine too. And I can tell you, this ring that I wear it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a I'm trying to get in front of the camera. It's also a labradorite, and it's like turquoisey. It's very watery. I just love it. So, oh my God, this was so fun. But I want to attend your show and tell. So I hope you have one lesson that's just purely for nerdy geologists. Bring all your people from your community
Yeah, yeah.
to watch your show and tell.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, we've got Lisetta saying, wow, Amy, you have a beautiful collection of stones. Thank you. I really need to stop giving them all away. But thank you. I love crystals so much. And I actually, over here, you can't see it, but I have a big, what's the, oh my gosh, how did I miss this? It's the Himalayan salt. I have Himalayan salt lamps throughout my house.
Oh,
And that comes from your region of the world.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. So, Amy, I have a very quick question for you.
Okay.
Have you heard about Reiki?
Reiki?
Or yeah, Reiki.
Yes.
R-E. Yeah. What do you think about it?
Yes, I'm attuned in Reiki. Yes.
Oh. So, what do you think about it? What are your views about it?
About Reiki?
Because you have because you have a lot of stones, and do you think that these stones have some sort of impact on our daily life?
I do. First of all, everything in our reality is energy. Whether it's a solid, a liquid, a gas, everybody knows, basic scientific knowledge tells you Everything is energy. It's particles that are either in a very liquidy or gassy movement state, or they're in a solid state, like my desk. And we know already that this crystal contains lithium. Lithium is used to power batteries. So if you can just find a couple of examples, and I'm not talking to you, Qasim, I want to know your answer, but if you can find a couple of examples in life where you understand that you can transfer the energy from one thing to another, and we're doing that now through water power, solar power, wind power, it's just energy, and you just capture it and use it for something. So yes, I do believe that stones and crystals have particular energies, and I wear them for that purpose. My wearable crystal collection is quite significant. I tend not to give these away, but I wear them because I can attune my energy to the energy of what I'm wearing. So Reiki is just using your own energy field in your hands to direct energy as well. So I'm curious why you asked, Qasim.
Yeah, I'm just wondering that what do you think about it? Because I have been sort of practicing this thing with a friend from Canada a while ago. So I was just wondering that what do you think about it? Because you have got a lot of stones and beautiful minerals. Yeah. So yes.
Thank you. Well, I can tell you that I think Reiki is fantastic. I've done distance Reiki healing on a friend actually in Turkey a while ago.
Great.
So I can do it. I'm attuned to do it, but I've gotten to the point where I believe that we can heal whether we're actually attuned to a particular methodology or a particular belief around energy or not. And in fact, over this past weekend, I took a friend who had never heard of Reiki, never been exposed to energy healing. I took my friend to a class, and my friend actually practiced using, oh, it's weird because I do this and I start feeling the energy in my hands. I took my friend and he actually learned how to do the energy healing and direct it. And he directed it into my back and I could feel it. So even if you don't believe in it, you can still do it.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of getting in tune with yourself. And when you do hold a stone or a crystal, kind of feel, what does it feel like for you? And if it doesn't feel like anything, that's okay. You know, maybe you have to start with your brain, educate your brain, learn what other people have decided. What does amethyst? What's the healing energy of amethyst? And it's often related to the color of the stone because the colors are also aligned with our chakra centers in our body. And I could go on and on and on and on about this.
Yeah, and in this regard, quartz has been considered a very important stone because it has a lot of healing power in a lot of different our body system. So I think it's good, and but many people really need to. If people think that they don't feel any kind of power from these minerals, so it's not like that. This is not true. They may need to activate their healing power with the help of a friend.
Yes, and they need to get out of their heads. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can say that over the weekend, my friend, he wouldn't normally think that he was open to any energy healing, but my other friend was teaching him how to do it, and he said he started feeling tingling in his fingertips, and I said, there you go. So you can feel the energy. And oh my gosh, I would love to have a class in my classroom about energy healing. Anybody watching, if you also want energy healing classes in the classroom, tell me, tell Qasim. We'll figure out how to make it happen.
Yeah, sure.
So Qasim, do you have any last messages to give to our viewers? And let me just say, I want you to come back afterwards and read the comments and please respond to them.
Yes, I will do, definitely. I will try my best to respond to them.
Good. Good. There's a gentleman, Joshua Warren, who just said, Amy Carrier, this has been great. So people are really enjoying this. And I am too. I just want to keep talking, but I have another, oh shoot, I really have to go. I've got another call. So Qasim, Mohammad Qasim from Pakistan is our newest mentor teacher in Amy Carrier's classroom. You can catch him live talking about all things science and conservation on Thursdays at 1 p.m. New York time. Use a time zone converter to figure out where this is in the world for you. And Qasim, what are your final words, messages you would like to give our viewers today about what you're going to be doing or anything you want to say?
Yeah, my final words would be that I will be talking about very important subjects, which you should not miss, and I hope that you will find them very useful for your own businesses as well. And my main goal here is to make you socially responsible, so that we together can solve our global problems. So. Yeah.
I love that. Qasim, I love you. Do you guys see why I wanted him in the classroom? He's amazing. So make a note, join him. He wants you to be eco-responsible, socially responsible, and informed, which is why he's doing this. And remember, all of the mentor teachers in Amy Carrier's classroom, they all volunteer. They just pick a time that works for them. They hit the broadcast button in the classroom and they teach you what they know, because they want to inspire the rest of the world to do more, be better citizens, and educate you about the things that you can do.
Yeah.
Absolutely do.
Yeah. So don't take these sessions for granted. These are my final words, because I'm sure that you won't find this such a group like this anywhere on Facebook. So don't take it for granted. Make a benefit and take a benefit from all the sessions, and just don't take it for granted, because it's completely free. Every mentor here is teaching as these same things for their own companies and organizations, but here they're just doing it for free, just to make our global community a more progress. So you're all welcome. So just welcome and add your friends so that they all can take advantage.
Those were the perfect last words. I don't need to say anything. You are a great ambassador of our classroom, Qasim. Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you to everybody for watching us today. And we will see you again. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. There will be live classes tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday. Don't miss any of them. All right, everybody. Mwah. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye. Thank you, Qasim.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.